продолжаем проходить Хогвартс Легаси. В прошлой серии мы прибыли в Хогвартс, да. То есть нас зачислили, мы прошли распределение. Это нас зачислили в какую-то школу, которую я уже забыл, как называется. Пеффендауэр или что-то такое, Пеффендуэр. Посмотрел я немножечко Гарри Поттера, первый фильм. Знаю теперь, что он в Гриффиндор попал. Что там еще? Да и вроде больше ничего интересного пока не было. Так, чисто свои знания по Гарри Поттеру поднимаем. Так. Найти свою гостиную. Здрасте. То есть я типа могу в любую эту... А есть ли смысл ходить? Можно ли что-то здесь найти, интересно? Не, вроде нет ничего. Ну ладно, почапали тогда. Сундук факультета. Поместить. О, ну-ка. Панкейк. Во, просто он, я не знаю, хомяк. Все пожрал. Что-то...
Both are excellent tonics.
Sometimes I wish I needed a new wand, just so I'd have an excuse to visit Ollivanders again.
Не ваше дело.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Arthur's got you. You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
О, вот там она, одинокая, пойду. Аделаида Дубз.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle. So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled up by a dragon?
Не хочу об
If you
этом.
don't mind, I'd prefer to just forget about it.
Oh dear, it must have been bad.
Мы же вроде
I mean,
держим
of
это в
course it
секрете, нет?
was. I know I would have been terrified. Sorry. Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Твой дядя в порядке?
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes, he travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
Thank you, Adelaide. Be seeing you.
Of course, and good luck.
Так. Ой, даже можно палочкой стрелять в этом в общаге. Да ёпта, я опять что-то жру. Куда-нибудь ткни, все, жрать и жрать. Леонора что-то там.
Oh, hello. She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself. Especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Мне нужно многое наверстать.
I am a bit concerned. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Indeed. 4 years of schoolwork is a bit... Being that far behind, I'd feel so... inadequate.
Ты что, типа намек, что я ущербный?
Presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you. You've such a lot to do.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
It was nice meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Не, это какая-то бесячая баба.
Arthur's got you. You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think magical beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing about coming to Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Так, а у тебя питомцы были?
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle, and as soon as the puffskein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
Nice meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get lost in the castle yourself.
Разберемся.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
Это ты мне? Не буянь. Здорово.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Коп в кармашек. Вот, кстати,
Thank you, Professor.
ладно, сейчас допиздим, скажу.
What do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Так вот, что я хотел сказать. Вот так вот, когда убираешь карман волшебный, это нормально смотрится. Но когда в каком-нибудь GTA ты там базуку в карман запихиваешь, это пиздец как смотрится.
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Я же ничего еще не сделал. Че, в каком духе это продолжать? Я лучше похаваю. Пока я только хаваю. Иду и хаваю. Привет.
Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Равелио.
Revelio.
Страница руководства. Собрать. Книга рецептов домовых эльфов. Страница руководства. Коллекция любимых рецептов студентов Хогвартса, которые собирались на протяжении веков. Некоторые блюда, такие как маринованные сливы цепелины, скорее всего, имеют очень необычный вкус. По слухам, в ней хранятся некоторые оригинальные творения самой Пенелопы Пуффендуй. из руководства ваш прогресс будет отображаться здесь. Так, использовать очки опыта. Нажмите, чтобы открыть руководство. Это ваш уровень волшебства. Опыт XP, полученный в результате прохождения испытаний, повышает ваш уровень и силу. Ваше руководство отслеживает текущий прогресс прохождения испытаний. Выберите меню испытаний, чтобы продолжить. Так, собрав свою первую страницу руководства, вы открыли новую категорию испытаний. Здесь будут появляться все новые испытания, которые вы разблокировали во время своих приключений. Выберите руководство, чтобы продолжить. Каждое испытание имеет несколько уровней. На каждое из них вас ждут специальные награды, начиная от внешнего вида, заканчивая важным обновлением. Награды можно получить в меню испытаний. Возвращайтесь почаще, чтобы получить все награды, которые вы разблокировали.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
То есть мне ходить по замку просто и Ривиелла? Это Десцендо. Уёпти мать. Пока все это запомнишь. О.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Так, вам удалось обнаружить точку быстрого перемещения. А где она? А, вон это, зеленое пламя, вижу. Вы можете открыть карту любое время, чтобы мгновенно добраться до любой обнаруженной точки. Хогвартс разделен на две основные области. В левой части карты живут студенты и профессоры. Здесь расположен гостиный и большой зал. Так. Здесь вы можете видеть точки с летучим пламенем, которые доступны в этом регионе. Точки с летучим пламенем зеленого цвета — это те, которые вам удалось обнаружить, включая гостиную вашего факультета. Точки с летучим серого показывают местоположение еще не обнаруженных точек. Спасибо. Так, в правой части карты находятся точки интереса, связанные с учебой, включая астрономическую башню, библиотеку и теплицы. Пристройка к библиотеке. Профессор Уизли заблокировал для вас точки с летучим пламенем в центре зала. Смените карту с помощью отправьте точку. Понял. Полетели. Жаль, не показывает, как я перемещаюсь. Типа меня засасывает в пламя, или я просто такой, как бы, не знаю.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
Особенно в пабе.
You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Нет друзей.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for
Зря,
keeping
да?
the details to himself for now.
О,
Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece.
там на заднем
Perfectly
плане
good
что-то
boats and
фига.
carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Так, поговорить с профессором.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
Yes, sir. But I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Так, вы можете отслеживать доступные задания с помощью карты. Так, этот значок символизирует основные задания. Выполняя основные задания, вы продвинетесь по основной истории, откроете новую возможность, заработаете опыт. Некоторые задания заблокированы из-за требований к наличию заклинаний или к вашему уровню. В этих случаях для активации задания вам нужно достичь требования уровня. Так, занятия по защите темных искусств и занятия по заклинаниям. Я даже не знаю, ну, наверное, вот... Вот так.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Так, хорошо. Я так понимаю, я... Так, добро пожаловать в Хогвартс. Задание завершено. Спасибо. Используйте черный комнату, нажав... Ага. Ну, мне, в принципе, и так показывается, куда идти. Охренеть. Прикольно. Охренеть, такой замок. Пока до занятий, до класса дойдешь. Точка с летучим пламенем. Замечательно. Здорово. Напугал меня. О, Котофей, привет. Не пугай меня. Я так понимаю, надо все внимательно смотреть. Может, где-то надо будет применить ревиелла. Вот что это такое? Трехглавый пес. Так, нам невидимо еще выше, да? Охренеть тут.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Ага.
The werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you?
Выявить.
In the Goblin Rebellion of
And by the end of
1752.
it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling
I'm
lies.
not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
Кто-нибудь что-нибудь понимает? Я не понимаю.
Oh, fight, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't give Pete
Нужно-
a flag. She says it's a boot, and he says it's a flag.
Peeves, enough. You'll get us all detention. And
Revelio.
you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't boot and it wasn't flack, but you're
Lumos.
all in trouble with Professor Black.
Ну и ладно. Пока не понимаю, что с этим делать. Надеюсь, покажут в будущем. Ладно, погнали. Ой, простите. Начать задание, погнали. Так, с кем тут познакомиться? Вон красавица какая-то справа улыбится.
Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Нет.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Так, поехали. Акцию. О, пошло дело.
Accio.
Акио.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that.
Чё, в смысле?
As you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Прикольный профессора. Такой просто простой. Единственное, что если мне сейчас быстро эти просто заклинания напихают, я половину забуду уже.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree.
Че я вечно выблюсь?
What better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Что я опять первый?
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Что надо делать?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment.
Accio.
Now, think of this like... Splendid! Don't lose your composure. That's it! Excellent control there.
Ну.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Так, и чё? Надо ее мудохать?
You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
То протянуть мячик можно ближе к экране, переходя, и тогда вы получите очки. Да легко. Ты чё? Не подходи ко мне близко. Не выпендривайся.
There we go.
Accio.
Splendid!
Ты чё, сейчас мой шар скинешь, блядь? Слышь?
Accio.
А! Не промах, между прочим.
Let us see this.
Лоша...
How it's done.
Лошарик, сейчас смотри, учись, как это делают профессионалы в Хогвартсе. Блять. Чуть-чуть подобосрался.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Here we go. There we go.
Accio.
Ха! Хорош!
Very good.
Misha.
Миша. Да, цыц.
Well done.
Красавчик.
Watch this.
В смысле, это мухлёж? Так, а?
Accio.
О,
Oh, that was an execution.
отлично. Эй!
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Спасибо. 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 Ну, такое себе.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Все?
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Thank you, but I've been holding my own.
I appreciate your confidence. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Uganda.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans.
A word, if you would.
If you're...
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grand.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian.
Так, ну ладно, профессор.
You know it won't work on humans.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Первоклассный студент. Это я.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Давай, давай.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Ой. Так, ну что у нас дальше по плану? Дальше у нас... Это что такое? Что это? Заклинание по защите. Тут, кстати, показывает где-то сундук. А, он этажом выше. Еще что ли выше? Бляха-муха. А теперь он ниже. А вон, если подняться еще выше, можно открыть этот пламя. Дорогая Сатьявати, хочу тебя обрадовать. Пришла весточка от моих знакомых из Кембриджа. Они признали, что я неверно понимали природу метеорных потоков для астронома из Ирландии и Великобритании на основе работ астронома-итальянца. Заметьте, что они маглы выработали метод, позволяющий по расположению пыли не около земной орбите определить, к какой комете относится метеор. Это гениально. Можно лишь представить, чего они могли бы достичь, будь у них зачарованный телескоп. К сожалению, в переписке с ними мне пришлось использовать все тот же псевдоним, оставшийся со времен, когда я публиковалась под мужским именем. Вести двойную жизнь по-прежнему занятно, но причина, по которой я вынужден так делать, меня возмущает. С нетерпением жду нашей поездки в Джантар-Мантар. У нас впереди настоящее приключение. Скучаю по тебе, сестра, и надеюсь, что у тебя все хорошо. С любовью, Сухитра. Так, а у меня навык, а я могу сейчас прокачать что-нибудь? Уровень 2. Коллекция, настройки, задания, карта, инвентарь. Твари. Каждой твари по паре. Полетел, короче, обратно. Классическая музыка какая-то играет. Это все надо крутануть, надо пожрать. Что за... Ух, ничего себе. А, мне вот сюда. Ну, погнали.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Ну-ка, Левиоса. Так, зафиксируйте, это понятно.
Levioso!
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Oh. Чё, я? Да легко. Сейчас я вам накручу.
Let us begin with a basic cast.
Так, зажимаем.
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent.
Пробивайте
master
желтые
poet,
щиты, используя
so
контролирующие
artfully
заклинания,
helped
такие
me
как
demonstrate
левитационная
earlier.
левиоса.
Leviosa.
Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done.
Leviosa.
Прикольно. Не, реально прикольно.
Leviosa.
То есть ты его поддерживаешь в воздухе и шмаляешь.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now,
Спасибо.
I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Можно сразу.
Leviosa.
Protego.
Lucky.
Nothing lucky about it.
Good form.
I know.
Leviosa.
Я тебя отмудохаю, парень. Ты куда улетел? Вставай давай.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
А? Ты больше не друг мне? Ну и ладно. С чего вечно выбиться у меня?
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
В смысле, я тебя просто пиздил.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand.
Я так понимаю, Слизерин, да? Он, типа, у него змея.
Your first duel.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you.
То есть я такой...
If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then.
Чему ты меня сейчас
Whether it's
научишь?
joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Люкан Шумсби. Ёпти матя.
Till next time.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for fairies. Not anymore.
Левиоса. Так, ладно. Цыц. Все цыц. Я тут вмажусь. Так, вот тут можно что-то открыть, я вижу опять. Тять. Мамочки, господи. Заберите меня отсюда. Я потерянный. А в жопу. Так, что у нас по заданиям? Так, стоп. Карты. А, вот задание же. Что я туплю-то? Послеурочное занятие от Уизли. Профессор Уизли хочет увидеть меня в своем классе, который находится рядом с двором трансфигурации. Между пристройкой, библиотекой и странической крыло. Надеюсь, у нее хорошие новости. Та-та-та-та-та-та. Погнали. Не, прикольно вот эти занятия, типа изучать магию, это прикольно. Но вот это вот бродить по Хогвартсу, это вот, я так понимаю, надо просто быть фанатом фильма. Потому что, ну вот, вообще, как бы, вот такое себе. Я не понимаю, эти сундуки. Где она? А? Я что-то вижу. Это фонтан во дворе трансфигурации. Соображение Виверны служит местом отдыха и собрания студентов. Несмотря на слухи, возможно, спровоцированные сэром Кэддаганом, это, безусловно, не та самая Виверна из долины реки Уая, убитая веселым рыцарем помимо его воли. А, все, я две страницы Хогвартса занял. О, ну-ка, что это?
Revelio. Levioso.
Оу! Еще что-то нашел.
Revelio. Levioso. Revelio.
Не ссы, не обижу. Ты чё, мне надо вот так вот ходить, как дурак, Рвело. О, вот там что-то, подожди. Стоп.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
Levioso.
Ха!
I almost bought an owl and
Revelio.
О!
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are.
Он так выбиться постоянно,
I
я не
trust
могу.
your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... What was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me.
Да не приставай ты ко мне.
Isn't there?
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Что? Что, работать еще больше?
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide
J.
array
Pippin.
of potions
Pippina.
ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Тут, я так понимаю, есть кое-какой выбор. Ну, это по моему представлению. То есть, если Себастьян, я, возможно, пойду по такому пути. То есть, вот эти подпольные что-то там дуэли. А если с Натти, то буду, я не знаю, знанием. Короче, не знаю, Себастьян круче парень.
I'd like to go with Sebastian.
Glad to hear it. Mr. Sallow is a capable young wizard, and he knows the area. He'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Спасибо.
Revelio.
Так, частичная трансфигурация. Это частично преображенная чайная чашка. Вероятно, на скорую руку исправлена ошибка второкурсника. Она явно служит предостережением для тех студентов, которые не хотят всерьез воспринять всю сложность и опасность трансфигурации. Поговорить с профессором Ронаном, чтобы получить свою первую задачу. Задача — это особый тип заданий, который дают вам профессоры Хогвартса. И после их выполнения они учат вас использовать новые заклинания. Награда за выполнение вашей первой задачи является восстанавливающей чары Репаро, которая необходима для выполнения других заданий. Спасибо. Спасибо, мне нравится. Прикольно, мне нравится. Свиздил у нее деньги. Так, я так понимаю, здесь я не пройду, потому что замок первого уровня какой-то. Так, хорошо, я делаю вот так. Смотрю, что есть. Вот это что у нас? Это задача профессора Рона. Научись... Ага. Сначала мне нужно репар. Ну, я думаю, мы выполним репара. Что такое? Куда она делась? Выполним, ну, квест. Ты, наверное, серию закончим на этом. Котейку гладить мы не будем, мы уже гладили всех этих котеек.
Revelio.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come in handy.
More frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not the only one who will be teaching you spells outside of class in an effort to catch you up with your peers. A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask that you complete a few preliminary tasks to hone your magic. I have arranged some for today. See them through and then report back to me. We will have you casting Reparo in no time.
Why must I first complete tasks to learn Reparo?
No lesson or lecture can compare to first-hand experience, and these tasks should provide you with just that. Such experience is invaluable when mastering any new bit of magic.
I'll start on the task right away, Professor.
Так. Репаро. Я здесь для того, чтобы репаро. Ну вот мне по меткам, я так понимаю, надо этим пробежаться, да?
This is the right area. Wonder where the flying page is. Revelio.
Что-нибудь кто-нибудь видит?
Levioso.
Мне надо летающую страницу поймать или чего? Но она вот здесь, по-моему, была, да? Или... Вот она.
Levioso. Levioso. Revelio. Accio. Got it.
Так, это поймал.
A flying page must be around here somewhere. Brilliant.
А тут что было?
help me with my sad predicament.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Прикольно. Сочувствую.
Sorry the other students weren't more friendly.
That's kind of you. I suppose there are a few decent souls here. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Gobstones? Sounds like a fun challenge.
That's what I tried to tell everyone. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well. And now those poor losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Rather an overreaction on their part.
I'll say. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented
Как ты манипулируешь-то, забавно.
Do you have any suggestions on how to get your gobstones down from their hiding spots?
If I knew that, I'd get them myself. Whoever hid my gobstones that high got up there somehow.
Haven't you any friends at school?
Not really. Natty said hello once, but not a word since.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again.
Буду благодарен за помощь.
I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself.
Возвращайся, когда найдешь все мои камни. Блять, просто черни, ёптать, иди отсюда. Да? Ну, бляха-муха. Вот это вот нормальный диалог. Это вот прям вот хорошо.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Ты подожди, мне это... Вот это мне нужно. Камни, камни подождут.
I trust the preliminary
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we? Remember to be deliberate in your enunciation and movements. I want to see some vigor. Now, wand at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Догоняют! Репаро. Так, восстанавливающие чары можно использовать для починки сломанных объектов, элементов окружения.
Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that
Я именно этим и хотел заняться. Блин, красиво. Блин. Прям очень красиво выглядит. Вот, ну что, на этом, пожалуй, серию закончим. Скрещенные поговорить с Люком Шимсби. Вот, ну, наверное, следующее начнем с главного задания. Там посмотрим, нужно палочку свою получить. А потом уже будем думать дальше. Возможно, займемся как раз этими побочками. Вот. Так, что, могу куда-то идти? А могу. Ну, еще будет с этим разобраться, что здесь должно быть, чтобы вот... А?
Revelio. Accio.
Я что-то не понимаю, здесь был... А, вон страница. Подожди.
Revelio.
А где еще?
Accio.
Какой-то фигней занимаюсь, надо, ладно. Так, а вот и летучая точка. Ну что ж, на этом, пожалуй, заканчиваем. Мне, в принципе, нравится вот выполнять задания, прикольно. То есть вот так поизучать, походить. Но вот эти камни искать, не знаю, буду ли этим заниматься. Это такая какая-то херня, блядь, просто вот. Он слишком здоровый, чтобы здесь ходить. Ну что, на этом я с вами прощаюсь. Как всегда, не скучайте и увидимся в новых видео. Пока-пока.